I'd like to really sort of open this event with very special greetings. I'm sure you'll recognise these people. They were recorded a few days ago, and I think many of you here will recognise who they are.
Hello there. Today is the 30th year that Mansfield Rotary Club has organised its Courage Awards, and we're delighted to pay our tribute to the young people who've been nominated and who are being honoured today.
Yeah, you are an inspiration to all of us in these very difficult times. And despite the COVID pandemic, we're sure that the parents and carers of the nominees are delighted that these awards are going ahead, albeit in a virtual format. So well done.
And congratulations to every one of you involved.
Oh, wasn't that special? I'm sure all of you will have appreciated that. I think that was great. And honestly, like every business and organisation in today's difficult times, we've had to adjust how we run today's event. So I'm just saying, please, will you bear with us? Obviously, there are extra challenges of organising this sort of Zoom meeting. At this point, what I'd like to do is acknowledge and welcome certain guests who are online with us today. Beginning with Executive Mayor of Mansfield, Andy Abrahams. Welcome to the meeting, Andy.
Thank you.
Next, the Governor of Rotary District 1220, to which Mansfield Rotary Club belongs, and that's Rotarian Jill Bethel. And can I also welcome members of Mansfield Inner Wheel Club, who some of you have joined us onto line today, so welcome to you. Our thanks also go to Hayley Barsby, the Chief Executive of Mansfield Council, who is also, I hope, online, and to her staff who helped in organising the civic citations for today's event. The local business community has always supported this event, and there are many members of Mansfield 2020 Club joining us today. Their support is always appreciated. We're also grateful to Les Marshall for once again coming forward and sponsoring today's event. This is the 10th time that Les has sponsored the Courage Awards, and our thanks go to him for his unstinting support. And finally, we must not forget the staff, teachers, parents, and not least the students themselves from the schools and organisations who've come online today. Thank you for your considerable time, effort, and enthusiasm in making today possible. I'd like to also acknowledge that we have other Rotary clubs who have joined us online today, and I thank you and them for their support and ask that they take greetings back to their members. They're the Rotary clubs of Grantham Kesteven, Dronfield, and I'm just looking at Stuart, whether we have been fortunate enough to have Mansfield, Ohio with us.
If they're online present, elect Kieran, hopefully one of them will come on now.
Well, I think that's quite exciting to think that we have people from across the pond with us today. And of course, that's what the Zoom meeting makes possible. So usually at this event, we read out a message from the Ohio Club, but hopefully not today. I'm thrilled to be able to ask Scott Young, President of the Rotary Club of Mansfield, Ohio, to join us live at 7:30 in the morning over there from America, and to share with us his welcome to the nominees, together, I think, with Mansfield, Ohio Rotarians Dealey Powell and Cindy Wood. So, President Scott, would you like to join us and say a few words to our students?
this is the point where
we keep our fingers crossed.
the technology may let us down, but hopefully Cindy, Dee Lee or Scott are there. If one of you can come on, that would be great. Okay, well, I guess we're perhaps having a difficulty.
Difficult.
One of you. Kieran, perhaps I could just fit in a little just to acknowledge that the Courage Awards in our country actually is an idea that we picked up from the Rotary Club of Ohio just over 30 years ago. So it would have been nice to have them here, because that's where it began. Their event has been running for more than 50 years and was named after a Salvation Army brigadier, Bill McGowan, and it still runs to this day. So I suggest that we perhaps move on, and if by chance we do pick up on Scott or Dee Lee or Cindy, we'll ask them to come back on that point a bit later.
Okay.
If I move us on.
Yeah, I think we just thought we would actually share with everyone a little bit about the Rotary Club. I mean, over many years, we've actually supported the international programme for eliminating polio. And you'll see a sort of a picture there, and we continue to do so, and it's been so successful, and that it has been actually eradicated in Africa. So there's really, the work continues there, but we continue to support that internationally. Locally, well, a highlight of many youngsters' calendars has been Junior Showtime. Believe it or not, for 46 years. Sadly, we had to cancel it in 2020 and this year. But all I can say is we will be back. And I'm sure Rotarian Paul will actually be already in his mind planning for next year. However, this year we were able to run our swimathon event. And although on a much smaller scale, we didn't disappoint local children and grown-ups who look forward to seeing the Rotary sleigh and Father Christmas. Lastly, I have to mention coronavirus and the hardships that this has caused to many families. Mansfield Rotary has been very active in helping to support these families, as well as supporting local food banks. So really that was just a little bit of the many things that we're involved with, both locally and internationally. Stuart, can I pass back to you at this point?
Thank you. So we now come to the important part of today's meeting, the Courage Award presentations. We have 11 nominations, and in a few minutes I'll share with you a short video from a representative from each of the school or from the college, which will introduce their nominee. This will be a pre-recorded video clip, which will hopefully ensure that we have no connectivity issues. After each presentation, the Executive Mayor, Andy Abrahams, will personally congratulate the nominee and present online the civic citation, and President-elect Karen will then add her congratulations and also present online the engraved plaque. These things are obviously normally presented live at when we're at Paulin College, but will be forwarded to you at a later date. But let me first of all explain a little bit about how we approach the schools. They were asked to identify someone and nominate students who, in their opinion, basically was able to demonstrate the way in which they dealt with various things, particularly regarding their physical, environmental, and in some occasions, mental issues that they've had to overcome. So that's how the way that our education colleagues came up with their nominations, and I think you'll be impressed today, as ever, by the quality of the young people that you're about to meet. I should start just by mentioning our sponsors. Without sponsorship, events like this are very difficult to put together. And of course, on an online scenario, we've not been able to do the normal things we do when we meet physically. Overton Electrical Services have been supporters of ours for quite a number of years, and again have come forward this year to help out. And our first virtual table really today is sponsored by the Martin Group, HW Martin, who again have been supporting us for a number of years. And they sponsored the table where in a virtual world we have Leonie Bragg. And Leonie has been nominated by the Meaden School, and she's going to be introduced to you by Charlotte Wild.
Hi everyone, my name is Charlotte Wild and I'm the head of Year 9 at Meaden School in Warsaw. Thank you so much to the Rotary Club of Mansfield for inviting us to the Courage Awards, and a big well done to all the nominees that are here today. It really is my most favourite event of the year, so thank you for allowing us to be here. Usually every year the email from Stuart asking for the nominations from Meaden School causes quite an uproar from the heads of year. We all want the student that's in our year group to attend the Courage Awards. However, this year it ran smoothly, and that's because everyone agreed that my nominee, Leonie Bragg, is truly the most deserving of a Courage Award. It's an absolute pleasure to be Leonie's head of year. She's hardworking, determined, resilient and kind. However, Leonie has had to deal with battles with her health. Unfortunately, she does have a brain tumour, and in March 2020 she received the awful news that this had grown. During a really difficult and confusing time for many students during the pandemic, Leonie also had to deal with her deteriorating health. At a time when all she wanted was to be around her loved ones and her friends for support, she was asked to keep 2 meters apart. Since March 2020, Leonie has been receiving therapy treatment. It makes her feel nauseous and unwell. Her vision is blurry, she can see shapes and colours, but not always full detail. She's also lost her hair. Despite all of this, Leonie has continued to attend school, complete her work, and has shown real bravery. For example, when she returned to school, she chose not to wear her wig, and I'm immensely proud of her for embracing this and for inspiring others. I asked Leonie's paediatric oncology outreach nurse, Carla Yeats, and Rebecca Hodgkinson from the teenagers and young adult care team at the NHS for a comment, and this is what they have to say. Leonie has truly been an inspiration. She has conquered many battles during her treatment and is endeavouring to strive through the others in a very brave manner. We wish her lots of luck with the rest of her treatment. Leonie, well done on receiving this award today. You are such an inspiration to others. Also, a big thank you to Leonie's mum, Suze, for her support during this difficult time. Thank you again for inviting us to this event, and a big well done to everyone that's here today.
Mr. Mayor, if you would now present the civic citation, please.
Yeah, congratulations, Leonie. Very well deserved, very brave and courageous, and well done.
Thank you. And Karen, if you would present the Silver Salver.
Hello, Leonie. I'm very honoured to be able to give you the Silver Salver in recognition for your bravery and efforts. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you. And for the eagle-eyed amongst you, particularly those from the Meaden School, you'll notice that the plaque is spelt incorrectly. Do not worry, that's been corrected already. I'll move us on now to our second virtual table, which is sponsored by Fidder and Pepper, again, long-term supporters of the Courage Awards. And on this table, we have Annabelle Pye, who's been nominated by West Notts College, and she's going to be introduced by Mark Jones.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Jones, chef tutor at West Nottinghamshire College. You find me here today in the refined restaurant kitchen, where my nominee for today, Annabelle Pye, hones her culinary skills. Annabelle joined us in a 2-year programme, where she first started in her first year doing level 2 technical certificate in professional cookery. She came with a hearing impairment, which she wore hearing aids for all of her sessions. This then went on to a Roger pen, which we used, which was a little tool that we could use within kitchen environments to communicate better for Annabelle to listen to any instructions. Annabelle went on to achieve a merit within the technical certificate in professional cookery, then progressed onto a level 3 professional cookery course. When she came back to do level 3 professional cookery, Annabelle informed me that she was going for a life-changing cochlear implant operation. This was a massive thing for Annabelle and something unknown. She came back to college within 4 weeks of having the operation, having already studied at home to keep up with her work. She showed pure bravery and courage to come back and outset all the barriers that potentially this operation could have had. On Annabelle's return after the cochlear implant, she returned within 4 weeks, which was undefying by doctors. She came with the same resilience and courage and wanted to just be part of the sessions and hone her skills in the culinary course. As it was a lockdown and we was working within the kitchens, we needed to wear face masks. Annabelle had the idea and told her peers and myself that they'd like them to wear face visors so she could then see the communication and obviously lip read as she was getting used to the implants. Annabelle at this point showed a lot of independent thinking and dedication to her studies. Annabelle started to minimise the support within sessions. So Anita, who has given her a lot of support since her time in college, was taking more of a back seat for Annabelle to showcase more independent skills, which is fantastic moving forward into employability. Annabelle always comes to college with a smile on her face, always committed and always shows passion towards her skills. Annabelle at the moment, while she's working from home and studying, she's also trying to hone her skills further and more so in the pastry element, where she's making a lot of pastry products. This is something I think Annabelle wants to move on to within the future. But her cream horns are sublime and something she really takes pride in. At this point, I'd like to also mention the support team within Westlands College, led by Venora Heason and all the team, especially Anita Quibble, who has been there all the step of the way for Annabelle's development. Annabelle, you've done fantastic, and we're all so proud of you at Westlands College, and you're a fantastic ambassador as a student for our college. Keep going, well done.
Oh, that's so good.
Mr. Mayor, if you would make the presentation, please.
Yes, congratulations, Annabelle. This COVID crisis has shown that communication is particularly an issue, and all that courage you've shown and determination to get by and exceed and do well is fantastic. Well done, Annabelle.
Thank you. And Karen, if you would make the presentation.
Well done, Annabelle. I'm very pleased to be able to give you this trophy. And I'm sure, listening to what your tutor has to say, you'll have a great future in the hospitality industry. Well done.
Thank you. Moving on. This is some people have come forward this year to sponsor for the first time. Edward and Julia from Ravenshead Consultancy. I'm hoping they may be online. So thank you to them. And they sponsored the virtual table on which would be sat Corey Root, who's been nominated by A Place to Call Our Own. And Corey's going to be introduced by James Wilson.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, all young people that have been nominated today for the Courage Awards. My name is James Wilson, and I'm the head teacher at Apcu Independent School. And it's my absolute pleasure today to introduce to you young Corey. Corey, over the last 2 years, has worked incredibly hard.
Sorry about this. My apologies.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, all young people that have been nominated today for the Courage Awards. My name is James Wilson, and I'm the head teacher at Apcu Independent School. And it's my absolute pleasure today to introduce to you young Corey. Corey, over the last 2 years, has worked incredibly hard to overcome their personal experiences and challenges, and he's been supported very closely by his loving grandparents and the Apcu environment that we have here. Corey has made significant progress in his studies at school in the last 2 years. He's excelled in his English and maths and has seen recent success in passing his level 1 English written examination. Corey is an absolute valued member of the Apcu team. We love having him here. He loves coming here. We've watched him grow in confidence over recent months, and he has even taken it to the point of volunteering 1 day a week here at APCU. Corey also demonstrates a maturity that we don't see very often. He looks after the other young learners in his area of chosen expertise, which is the forest school, which he enjoys most, is his favourite subject. And that's where we'll find Corey on a Wednesday afternoon, supporting and enjoying that environment. Corey has shown interest of wanting to support other young people as he grows up, and has also mentioned the fact that he would like to become a teacher one day. He's currently exploring possibilities of working here at APCU and being supported next year in a supported traineeship, which we're looking into for Corey now. There are some of Corey's exploits around the room. The snail here, for example, was produced by Corey in a woodwork lesson, and the hooks behind me are also from Corey's work in another woodwork lesson. So you can see the impact that Corey has on us as a school and us on Corey as he has grown over recent months. Corey, you're an absolute legend. You're an absolute credit to the school and the grandparents. And I wish you every success over the next academic year, and with any degree of luck, it'd be with us. Well done, Corey.
Andy, if you would make the civic presentation, please.
Yeah, congratulations, Corey. As a previous maths teacher myself, really pleased that you've got that maths underway, and also, you know, the way that you want to help each other, and I hope you get that aspiration to become a teacher. It's a great profession. Well done, Corey.
Thank you. And Karen?
Yes, well done, Corey. You're obviously well thought of by other students and the staff, and that support obviously is exemplary. Well done.
Thank you. Our next table is sponsored by Alison and Phil Constantine. Some of you will know that they have a business called Atmospheric Interiors, which they are retiring from. They've sponsored today to continue their involvement on a personal level. So I thank them for their continued support of our virtual table, on which is sat Rachel Tweedy. And Rachel has been nominated by Portland College, and she's going to be introduced by Dave Winter.
Hi everyone, my name is Dave Winter. I'm the Curriculum Manager for Health and Wellbeing here at Portland College. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to Stuart and the Rotary Club of Mansfield for inviting us to take part in the Courage Awards. And I'd also like to offer a big well done to all the other nominees with us today. It's a great event that we always enjoy being part of. Personally, being an active member of the local community, it fills me with great pride to see all the local heroes out there who on a daily basis display huge amounts of courage. And particularly this year, with what every young person, learner, student has been through, on top of what they usually go through on a daily basis, to add COVID into the mix and lockdown, etc. It's been a really, really tough year, and I really look forward to hearing some of the stories today. For this year, I've received more nominations than I ever been before, and unfortunately, I've had to put 2 forward. But again, I'm sure a lot of you in the same boat. I could have nominated lots and lots and lots of people for displaying the resilience and the courage to get through this year. Okay. Firstly, I'd like to introduce Rachel Tweedy. I'm lucky enough to have been Rachel's tutor when she first started at college. And Rachel displays all the attitudes and values you want in a person. She's hardworking, kind, committed, has a positive attitude, and has shown amazing resilience. Rachel has been nominated by a progression tutor for remarkable achievements whilst in isolation over 7 months. Ladies and gentlemen, Rachel Tweedy.
Yay, well done, Rachel.
Andy, over to you.
Congratulations, Rachel. What a great combination, that tribute. Resilience and kindness. Fantastic. Well done, Rachel.
And Karen?
Yes, well done, Rachel. I'd like to give you this trophy in recognition of the fact of how much you've been able to sort of overcome our current situation and your personal one. Well done.
Thank you. Our next virtual table will be sponsored by Hopkins Solicitors, another local firm who come forward yet again to support the event. And on their table is Adam Hooley. And Adam's been nominated by Reach Care in Mansfield and will be introduced by Maria Williams.
We have nominated Adam because of his positive outlook on life and how he's coped and is still coping under COVID-19 lockdown restrictions. Adam is an example to us all. He's always endeavoured to be positive and see the good in everything and everybody. He's famous at Reach for saying we're all friends here. He's very quick-witted and you can always guarantee him bringing a smile or a laugh to the group. In 2020, when he went into the March lockdown, it was a very confusing time for him and he was isolated from all his friends and family. Suddenly he was parted from his friends, support system and normal routine. In normal times, Adam would be attending Reach 3 days per week, volunteering at rumbles, going to the CAF, jiu-jitsu training and socialising with all his friends and family. This resulted in time being very challenging for him and his mental well-being. Adam is a very social individual and find it difficult not seeing all his friends and family and his usual lack of routine. However, he managed to work through the difficult times with support from his friends, family and Reach and still managed to keep his sunny disposition. He decided quite early on to keep exposure to the daily news to a minimum and all the negative information. When he could, he attended the gym and adopted a healthy mind, healthy body mentality. And also walked around the local park once or twice per day, sometimes with Reach staff. He's faced many challenges in his past as he shaped into be a non-judgmental person. Adam still continues to do his daily walks and for a short time when the restrictions were lifted, went back to the gym and working at rumbles. He decided not to let this bother him and just embrace the positive things he could still do. He returned to the day service in August and things have been different due to all the restrictions in place. No cooking, smaller groups, Zoom sessions. Again, he took this in his stride and his trademark smile. Adam is just truly remarkable man with a heart of gold and a thirst for knowledge. Well done, Adam.
Over to you, Mr. Mayor.
Congratulations, Adam. So pleased to give you this award. We've learned a lot from you about a positive attitude, having a smile, making people laugh, and that kind of healthy, doing sports to keep your healthy body and healthy mind. So very well done, Adam. Congratulations.
Thank you. And President-elect Karen?
Yes, Adam, I'm very, very pleased to be able to give you this plaque on behalf of the Rotary. Obviously, your positive thinking is well recognised and I'm sure an example to us all. Well done.
Thank you. Our next virtual table is sponsored by Asmec Systems in Mansfield. Again, a company that supports us at every opportunity. And on their virtual table today, we have Abigail Cross, who's been nominated by the Meaden School and will be introduced by Matt Hamer.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Matt Hamer. I'm the head of Year 8 at Meaden School. Firstly, a massive congratulations to all the young people on their awards today. It's a very difficult award to get. There's so many young people that could have been chosen, but to be chosen and to be accepted for the award is a massive achievement, so well done. I'm the head of Year 8 at Meaden. In my year group, I have a young girl by the name of Abigail Cross. Abby is an amazing person. Abby is in foster care, has had to overcome a lot of adversity in her life. The best way I can describe Abby is when things get more difficult and things get more challenging, she becomes a better person, she becomes more resilient and works harder to overcome those barriers. That's both inside and outside of school. At Meaden, we grade our students on their attitude to learning and effort in lesson. Abby's grades puts her in the top 2% of the whole school. A perfect example from school is in maths. She won't mind me saying, maths is a subject she's probably struggled with the most in the past. So what Abby's done, she's worked harder, she's shown more determination, more resilience, and actually now is making the most progress in maths. And that's all down to her attitude, her effort, and her resilience. I asked some of her staff for some comments to describe what Abby's like, just so you can have an idea of just what it's like to have Abby at our school. And this is what her staff said about her. Someone just described her as brilliant, with about 20 exclamation marks. Someone said she's a joy to teach. She's inquisitive, witty, and is a brilliant writer. Someone said that she always works her hardest and always shares her ideas with her peers. She was described as sweet and considerate, and someone who shows real empathy and kindness towards others. She's also described as determined, focused, and driven to be the best that she can be. She's also described as a confident speaker who puts fantastic effort in all the time and is also kind to us in the class. She's keen, enthusiastic, and observant, and puts 100% effort into all of her work and always pushes herself to be challenged. She's a pleasure to teach and has an exciting career ahead of her. Someone else said she's lovely, working hard, and will achieve amazing things. They're the type of things that people think of Abby. Abby, you've done amazing. You've been absolutely brilliant. Keep up the amazing work. Hopefully you appreciate the significance of this right now, but if not, I'm sure you will do in a few years. Keep up the brilliant work, keep on improving, and you're going to do amazing things. A massive, massive well done from everyone at Meaden School, in particular myself. Well done, have a great afternoon all, and thank you for listening.
Andy, over to you.
Wow, what a tribute to Abigail. So many fantastic comments there. What struck me particularly, maths seems to be a bit of a theme, but this time how you took a subject that a lot of people sometimes really find difficult, but you showed great determination to overcome and succeed. So well done again, Abigail. Congratulations.
Thank you, Andy. And Karen?
Abigail, I'm so pleased to be able to give you this this plaque. You've obviously got so well thought of by all the teachers, and I'm sure you've got a great future ahead of you. Well done.
Thank you. Our next table is sponsored by Hallfast, again a local business that's been very supportive of the Courage Awards for a long, long time. And on their virtual table today, we have Owen Brown. Owen's been nominated by Portland College and will be introduced by Dave Winter again.
Hi again, Dave Winter from Portland College. So as mentioned earlier, we put 2 learners forward for nomination this year, and I'd like to introduce our second nominee. His name is Owen Brown. Owen is in his first year at Portland College and started with us in September. It was an extremely difficult transition for Owen. He's a very anxious young man who struggled massively with being in a new setting with new people on a busy campus. So Portland College has been open all the way through the pandemic. We didn't close. We've had high numbers of learners all the way through. And so our campus has been pretty much as it would be on a daily basis. And so Owen coming in September after missing a lot of school previous in the early months of the year. Really struggled with a busy campus, especially with our COVID restrictions we had in place. I mean, people were in bubbles and zones and the rest of it. And throughout his life, he's battled with his emotional health, but being at Portland has supported him to embrace and utilise new regulation techniques. This was all challenged, though, when Owen tested positive himself for COVID-19. Owen has had to show great courage and determination, not only to beat COVID, but also to take the next steps of returning to college and continuing his studies. Well done, Owen.
And back to you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Owen. Having to overcome those fears and challenges must have taken a lot of courage and determination. So really well done. Pleased to be able to give you this award, Owen.
Thank you. And Kieran?
Yes, Owen, so pleased to be able to give you the plaque. You've obviously had to overcome some real challenges of a new environment and in these very difficult times. So all to you for managing to overcome it. Well done.
Our next virtual table is sponsored by Tyler Brothers, Tybro as they now brand themselves. Again, long-term supporter of the Courage Awards. And on their virtual table today, we have Daisy Marie Stanley, who's been nominated by the Beach Academy, and she's going to be introduced by Neil Davis.
Hello everybody, my name is Neil Davis. I'm the head of school at the Beach Academy in Mansfield. The Beach Academy is a secondary special school with no enrolled, and all of whom have a range of mild to moderate special educational needs. I'm here today with the privilege of nominating one of our children, one of our students, for the Mansfield Rotary Courage Awards 2021. And the student that we have decided to nominate is Daisy Marie Stanley. Daisy is a Year 12 student in our post-16 cohort at the Beach Academy. And Daisy has to cope daily with a range of challenges, including having mobility issues, epilepsy, and she is also visually impaired. Daisy copes with the challenges that she faces every day in an absolutely admirable way. She lives out our core values. She's a valued, wonderful member of our school community. And perhaps the recent lockdown period has epitomised Daisy's commitment to living out our core values and ensuring that she continues to put the best efforts into everything that she does. Daisy is a kind, caring student who always thinks of others before herself. She has always shown herself to be ambitious and aspires to move on after Beach Academy, and I'm absolutely certain will go on to do great things. Daisy's passions outside of school include music, colouring and diamond painting, and furthermore in school her favourite lesson is food technology. She's developing into an absolutely superb cook and regularly takes part in ensuring that the family are well fed by cooking wonderful meals for at home. When Daisy finishes her time at school, she hopes to be a teaching assistant in the future, and we're all absolutely certain that she'll make a fantastic job of that. So once again, our nomination is for Daisy Marie Stanley. She's a fantastic member of our community, has shown huge courage in dealing with a range of issues that she has to cope with daily throughout her time at the Beach Academy and recently during the pandemic. We're very proud of you, Daisy. Many congratulations for your nomination, and we hope you enjoy your day. Thank you.
Well done, Daisy.
And if you'll present the civic citation, please.
Yeah, congratulations, Daisy. You have to overcome so many challenges on a day-to-day basis, yet you're always kind and considerate for others, which is fantastic quality. And so congratulations.
Thank you. And Kieran?
Yes, Daisy, I'm so pleased to be able to give you this plaque. You obviously are very committed to everything you do, are well thought of by all the teachers, and I'm sure have a great future ahead of you. Well done.
Our next virtual table is sponsored by Be Noticed. Once again, a local business that supports us very much, so we're grateful to that. And on their virtual table today, we have Connor Summerell, who's been nominated by the Sandworth Church Academy and is going to be introduced by Maria Fletcher.
Hi, I am Mrs. Gonchars, and I'm here to nominate Connor Summerall for the Courage Award 2021. I am Connor's science teacher, his chemistry teacher, and I've had the privilege of teaching him for the past 2 years. Connor is a phenomenal student both in and out of the classroom. He is always willing to work hard, ask questions. When he gets things wrong, he's happy to go back, figure out what he did wrong, and work even harder the next time. Connor is always willing to try things that are new to him, whether he's seen them before or not. He goes in head first, ready for whatever, and comes back even if he fails, and he goes again and again. He lives life to the fullest always. He does things like learning Braille at his own request when he doesn't have to, and he probably doesn't have the time, but does it anyway. He's always thinking about his future, thinking about a career in politics, which I hope for him he will do, because he is so wonderful and caring about the people around him and caring about not just himself, not just his community, but the entire nation of England. He's an example to everyone in the classroom with how hard he works. He doesn't let his visual impairment be an excuse for anything. He works hard. He's never demanding for asking for resources, but he knows how to talk for himself and stand up for himself. Connor has a great sense of humor. He makes me laugh in the classroom all the time. I look forward to my lessons with Connor because I always know we're going to have a great discussion, whether we have differing opinions or the same opinions. We love just talking about everything and anything. It's been an honor to teach Connor, and I wish him luck in this award. Good job, Connor.
Oh, that's
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, if you would make the presentation.
Yes, Connor. So much to say there, really. I mean, science has proven during this COVID pandemic, to be the key, our savior, really, on all fronts. So, we need young scientists to come through. And I liked the combination of your interest in politics and having a sense of humor, because those two certainly need to go together to survive in the future. So, very good. Great, congratulations. Well done, Connor.
I'm very, very pleased to be able to give you this plaque. The positive attitude, the enthusiasm and your commitment really shone through from your teachers. So congratulations and well done.
Thank you for that. Our next virtual table is sponsored by Mansfield Garage Doors, once more a local firm that constantly support the Courage Awards. And on their virtual table today, we have James Slaney, who's been nominated by Real Education, and he's going to be introduced by Nikki Purcell.
Hi, I'm Nikki Purcell. I'm the head of schools for Real Independent Schools, and I'm here to introduce our nominee, James Slaney. James started at Real Independent Schools in September 2020, right in the middle of the COVID pandemic. In June of last year, James, prior to this, lived in Skegness with his mum, Rebecca, who unfortunately died in June 2020. As a result of the death, James and his siblings, Luke and Chloe, came back to Nottinghamshire to live with their dad Aaron and their stepmom Shannon and their two children, Hope and Harrison. James started at Real in September, as I've said, and he did really, really well. And within 4 weeks, he was up to full-time provision, despite everything, despite the changes, and despite meeting lots of new people and going to lots of different buildings. Since then, he's maintained his full-time education. He's done really well. And that's all despite having 4 separate periods of isolation due to COVID-19. Each time he's had a period of isolation, he's completed the remote learning activities that he's been sent. And that's thanks to Aaron, Shannon and the other children in the house. They've all coped incredibly well with the periods of isolation that they've had to cope with. He's made some excellent academic progress. He has a wicked sense of humour. He's developed some friendships that are really positive, and we're just really proud to have him as part of our school community. So we wanted to recognise James and his family for their resilience and courage at a very difficult time, and thank them for their support, and thank James for being a brilliant member of our school community.
Oh, that's very nice.
Mr. Mayor, hopefully you'll not be interrupted this time.
Yeah, congratulations, James. I obviously, from personal experience, I had 5 years working with Real Education on alternative education provision, and it's great to see that you've really flourished and done well there. With, you know, obviously with such difficult circumstances you've had to overcome and all the changes. So really well done, James. Congratulations.
Thank you. And Karen?
Yes, James, I'm very, very pleased to be able to give you this plaque. You've obviously had a very, very difficult time, hard personal circumstances, and obviously you've overcome that and been really resilient. So well done.
Thank you. And moving on now to our final nominee. Our virtual table is sponsored by Mansfield Building Society, again, a long-term supporter of the Courage Awards. And on their table today, we have Joshua Stead, who's been nominated by the Joseph Whittaker School, and he's going to be introduced by Nathan Moore.
Hello, my name is Nathan Moore. I'm the head of Rufford House at Joseph Whittaker School, and I'm speaking today to introduce our nominee for Courage. And first of all, I'd like to thank Mansfield Rotary Club for doing this each year. It's something that we always look forward to, but especially this year, where with all the darkness and the negativity that the pandemic has brought, it really is a shining light that we've really been looking forward to celebrating. This year, it should probably be more difficult than other years to find a student to nominate, with so many of our students having shown bravery, courage and determination to overcome all the challenges that the pandemic has brought. But for us, it was actually a really easy decision. There's only ever going to be one student from the school, and that's Year 7 boy, Joshua Smith. Josh began Year 7 in a really positive manner, and it was clear to tell that he was a fantastic student from the outset who had so much to bring to the school. He's very hard-working, motivated and determined. He got a keen interest in his hobbies and passions, such as cars, and a real wide range of sports, anything from dodgeball to javelin. But what was really clear from speaking to his primary teachers is that he was an absolute warrior on the rugby pitch. But little did we know it was that warrior spirit that would be something you come to rely on and need in abundance in the months ahead. Unfortunately for Josh, a few weeks after he began Year 7, he had an unrelated hospital appointment where they found a brain tumour. The staff at the hospital were absolutely fantastic and got him into surgery very, very quickly. And despite it being a very tough time for his friends, his family, and his peers at the school, Josh, the operation went well, and Josh began to make a really good recovery. During this recovery, he still insisted on working hard to learn, both at home and in hospital. But he always said he couldn't wait to return to school to be with his friends again that he'd left behind, and so soon after it just started. He did a gradual return, and then he got back into things, and he picked up on that excellent start that he'd made. However, as we got towards Christmas, just a few weeks before we broke up, Josh was again taken ill and had to have more surgery to remove the rest of the tumour. Thankfully, he was able to return home for Christmas. The operation was successful, and he was then able to begin his recovery. And again, stated how much he couldn't wait to get back to school in January. Unfortunately, as we all know, January saw the closure of schools for the majority of pupils, and brought many challenges to every student across this country. And with everything that Josh has been through, you might be, you could easily be forgiven for taking things quite steady and using this as a chance to recover and recuperate, and not engage, fully with the things that are on Google Classroom. But as we know, that's not Josh. And he worked incredibly hard from the outset, obviously taking his recovery in mind, had a gradual build up, and then got back straight into accessing everything that we put on there and working so hard. Not only did he do this, Josh used this opportunity to throw himself into the wider life of the school as well, by entering our inter-house media competition. And this is actually something that Josh won. And he did this through dragging his family out to the zebra crossing in Mansfield to recreate that famous Abbey Road Beatles album. And for me, that kind of typifies everything that Josh stands for. Despite all adversity, despite everything that stands in his way, his determination and courage means that he always comes out on top. So because of that, our nomination for the Courage Award goes to Josh. Well done, Josh. We are really, really proud of you.
And for the final presentation, Mr. Mayor, back to you.
Well, Josh, you've really had to overcome quite a roller coaster with your health, but it seems your qualities of positivity and motivation has driven you through. So anyone who can emulate the Beatles on Abbey Road is obviously going to have a fantastic big career ahead of them. So congratulations, Josh. Very well done.
Thank you. And Kieran?
Yes, Josh, I'm very pleased to be able to give you this plaque. You've obviously had a very tough time and you've overcome that and come back to school with such a positive attitude. Well done indeed.
President-elect Kieran, at this point, I just thought we might take a pause and ask if there's anybody from Mansfield, Ohio online, and they could then perhaps come in and do make their observations at this point. So I'll just pause for a moment and somebody from Ohio can come on.
Good morning, everyone from Mansfield, Ohio, or at least it's morning here. Apologies for getting on late. Stuart, for as organized as a guy you are, I can't believe you didn't send us the link. So great recognition to Denise Starkey for paying attention to your Facebook page messenger, who caught my note at the top of the hour and sent us the link. So Cindy Wood and I both apologize for our tardiness, but actually I think what really fits that, to quote Brigadier Bill McGowan, society often overcompensates mediocrity while lightly passing over acts of extra courage, effort, and excellence. And I was definitely experiencing some acts of extra courage this morning trying to get on this meeting. But greetings to all. Congratulations to the recipients of the awards today. It truly is an honor. Of course, we started McGowan Courage Awards back in 1968 in honor of Brigadier Bill McGowan. He was the past commander of the Salvation Army here in Mansfield and a longtime Rotarian member. McGowan is probably, throughout our year, especially when we can meet in person, probably one of the most emotional and moving events that our local Rotary Club sponsors. And the young people that we give the awards to are truly deserving. And so I'll try to keep it short, but just wanted to thank you all for having us join you today. And it's a sunny day here in Mansfield, Ohio. It's still a little snow on the ground, a little chilly this morning, but I had the opportunity to be in Florida last week, so I can't complain. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott. That was great that you were actually able to join us in the end. Super. I mean, that's one of the sort of the positive things of having a Zoom meeting, that, as I said earlier on, normally we read out your message. So it's just lovely to be able to actually hear your voice and for you to actually be with us on the day. That's great. Thank you.
Back to you, Karen, I think.
Okay, right. Ladies, gentlemen, Bravery Award winners, that really concludes the introduction of all the nominees. And I'm sure you'll just agree with me. It's as always, it's extremely moving and it's inspiring, to hear how they overcome so many challenges. And I think they're deserving the honour of being recognised. Their courage and adversity in adversity has been recognised. So I think it's been a wonderful event. I'd want to actually sort of begin to close today's Courage Awards event with a definition of courage. 30 years ago, the then president of the club, Rotarian Mike Neville, used this definition at the very first Courage Awards. Successive presidents have been really unable to better it. So I'm actually going to read that to you this morning. Courage is often described as the ability to conquer fear or despair. But courage is not only showing bravery in the face of danger. More often, courage is the day-to-day determination and hard work of dealing with, adjusting to, and hopefully overcoming the obstacles and harsh realities that life may present. It is a quality of mind enabling one to face that hardship with resolution, a resolution with power and spirit. The power to make choices and set goals and to act upon them firmly without renouncing those objectives. The spirit to let that courage succeed by the behaviour and attitude shown to the world about them. I think you'll agree, everybody, that that courage has been exemplified by the young people we've heard today. But not only those that have been nominated, also by parents, siblings, grandparents, carers of these amazing young people who share in their lives and live with their difficulties. I'm going to ask you once more to applaud the nominees and their families for all their courage and determination. Each year, the Rose Bower on Outram Street in Sutton present flowers to the parents and the carers. These are usually presented at lunch at Portland College, but that's not possible today, obviously. Ellen Gent, the owner of the Rose Bower, who I hope is online today, has nevertheless agreed to deliver the flowers to you in a few days. I think that's a wonderful gesture on Ellen's part, and we thank you a lot for that. Back to you, Stuart, I think.
Thank you, Karen. Just as a reminder that today's event is being recorded and will be available to everybody in the next day or so. We'll provide you with a link that you can download. As I said earlier, without sponsorship, putting on these events is very, very difficult. I'd like to thank also the Mayor for being with us today, but also acknowledge the sponsorship of Les Marshall and Education Mutual and our virtual table sponsors. As I've said many times at this event, they all have the misfortune to know me in some capacity, but each year they generously respond to my request for sponsorship and come forward as you've seen today. And I thank them for for that. They do deserve a mention again, so they get something from this event. Tyler Brothers in Sutton Mansfield, HW Martin Waste, Asmec, Allison and Phil Constantine, Hallfast, Figure and Pepper, Overton Electrical, Be Noticed, Mansfield Building Society, Mansfield Garage Doors, Hopkins Solicitors, Ravenshead Consultancy, and Portland College. I'd also particularly like to thank Ellen for agreeing to provide the flowers. It's a very, very generous and I'll make sure that she has all the right information to be able to complete that in the next few days and so on. So please, once more, show your appreciation to all of our sponsors. Thank you. I'd also be remiss not to thank Tim Morris, the editor of the News Journal, who put together the online programme, which many of you will have seen, and also the articles about each of the nominees that will be appearing in the April issue of the News Journal. And similarly, I'd like to acknowledge Radio Mansfield, who once again have come forward to promote today's event prior to today and will be following up afterwards. And James Brandon from 103.2 has been online with us throughout. So I do appreciate the support from the local media. Finally, I just want to reassure Portland College that we love coming to you, and we're all hoping that next March we'll be back at Portland College enjoying a lunch when we have the Courage Awards once more there. So thank you for that. And Madam President-elect, back to you now.
Thank you, Stuart. We're coming towards the end of our event. But before we do end, I would like to ask Rotary District Governor Jill to perhaps say a few words to us. And could I ask you, Jill, to make sure that you unmuted?
Thank you so much. It's been a most wonderful event, as always. I've been with you before, but every year the wonder comes back to me, and I think how fantastic those young people are to be able to face life and do so well in it, and how marvellous all of their families, their friends, their supporters are. Thank you all of you who do so well in life. We wish you the very best in the future, and that everything may well work out for you. Just keep going with all that learning, and we'll watch and see where you get to. And can I just thank Mansfield Rotary Club again for the splendid event that we've had today, because it really is so good to be part of the meeting with you, to share in it, and to see the fantastic things that so many youngsters with so many difficulties actually achieve. So would all of your guests like to join with me and give a big clap to Rotary Mansfield Club to say a big thank you?
Thank you, Jill. That's lovely. Thank you. And thank you for being with us. It's been lovely you've been able to join us. That's
just
been great.
Pleasure, a big pleasure.
Right, well, we're coming very much to the end of the event now, but you know, I would like to thank everybody that's contributed to today's event. You know, Stuart has thanked all the sponsors. I've hopefully thanked enough all the people that have supported our students during the last year. And I also, and this is very much against Stuart's wishes, but I can't go by without saying thank you to Stuart for organising this event once again. And we could definitely say this year that without him, this would not have taken place. It's been a sort of it's been a marvellous event. So that's now then, Stuart, don't sort of lower your head and say you've done a fantastic event. We all really appreciate it. So that really concludes the event for us via Zoom. I just want to repeat what Stuart has already said, that there's been a full recording made of it, and I'm just going to make sure I read this correctly. It's a full recording will be available from tomorrow by clicking on the link that will appear in the News Journal's online article. So I do hope a lot of you will be able to sort of download that. Normally, at this point, I would have been saying to everybody, a safe journey home. Well, for many people, that won't be the case this year. But so what I will do is send everybody my best wishes and just say, stay safe and well. Goodbye, everyone.